Hi, this is David here from the Tidbit Cast. Before we begin, I'd just like to ask you and urge you to please donate to the GoFundMe that has been set up for the families of the victims in the Florida tragedy. The GoFundMe is the Madden Community Fallen Angels. It won't change what's happened, but it will help them get through it a bit, I hope. Thanks for listening.
Hello and welcome to the Tidbit Cast. My name is Gary and this is
David.
And this...
Oh, sorry.
Just interrupting, yeah.
Wow. Fuck you. Yeah.
Someone's impatient.
No, it's okay. Because I went last again. Anyway.
I'm going to get this out of the way. You can find all of us on our social platforms and social media and audio and podcast platforms.
What are they?
Tidbit Cast on Instagram and Facebook, and also just Tidbit Cast on all other... anywhere you get music, podcast, just look up Tidbit Cast. You will find us
Except for SoundCloud for now.
Except for SoundCloud. Stop mentioning the ones we're not.
You said all of them.
All of them.
The main two are Spotify and SoundCloud for music.
Almost everything you can get music or podcast, you can find us there. It's not no, it's okay, we can salvage this.
I don't know if you can.
We can salvage it.
It's a solid start.
Okay, whose topic are we going to go with next? Is it going to be you or me?
I don't know, because mine we can go in and go on for as long as we want. What would you like to do? Would you
I
like
think
to
Aaron's.
we engage it?
Yeah.
Shall we?
Let's go with you.
Alright, we'll go back to it. Cyberpunk.
You just want to talk about Cyberpunk?
Yeah, we discussed this last time as well about everything that went on because we had no prior knowledge of it. This is the first time I'd seen anything to do with it. Same with you, Dave.
Yeah.
You've never seen anything.
So anybody just know about this? A few days ago, and I'm dating this, but I don't know when exactly, but I think it was roughly around the 28th.
Yeah,
I think it may have been the 28th of August. But there was a 48-minute gameplay trailer of Cyberpunk 2077 that came out. It was the same gameplay demo that was shown off to people behind closed doors at E3. Mm-hmm. It wasn't one that was open to the public, and then CD Projekt Red decided that, we'll just show this to the public because we have this footage, and they weren't sure about showing it off to the public because they say at the beginning and they say throughout it that everything is subject to change.
Yeah, this is not a finished project.
It's not a finished project. Anything you see, the characters, the layouts, everything is subject to change, and it may not be the final product.
This is not the game. It's completely different.
Yeah, is that this could be what it is. This could be nothing like it is. Different voices, characters, anything could be different.
They've said it is now playable from start to finish, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, anything could be different, but they said, well, we're sitting on this footage, so we might as well show it to the people to see that this is the level of what we have so far. And also, we showed this to the press, so we might as well just show it to the audience as well. And again, this is just confirming that CD Projekt Red are a great company.
Yes. Yeah, but we can expect this every year until it comes out now, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing with, I think I've said this twice already on the podcast, but CD Projekt Red showed off the same gameplay demo of The Witcher 3 for 3 years.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe the same one or different ones. But we saw...
That's a big difference.
We saw...
Which one? Witcher?
They saw behind closed doors Witcher 3 times.
Oh.
Before... That's how many E3s it went through until eventually it came out. 3 E3s of...
That's why I saw Witcher 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So E3, Witcher 3, played demo 3 times.
And this footage was not what people expected, was it?
I don't know.
Nobody expected... Well,
no one knew what to expect.
But a lot of people didn't expect first person.
Yeah. I was shocked.
Because when I think of CD Projekt Red, obviously I go to The Witcher because it's the most notable project. And then I think 3D RPG, and they were just like, this is a cyberpunk futuristic RPG, open world, like what we do with Witcher 3, but we want to bring a cyberpunk universe. This cyberpunk... you're taking off your shoes, David, getting comfortable?
Getting comfy.
With just sports apps.
Yeah.
And to get back to Cyberpunk,
socks then.
they want to do the same thing with that. So obviously people assumed, so it's Witcher 3, CD Projekt Red, it's third person.
I looked into it, it was said a while ago, it was first person.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't the first time that anyone was like told it was first person, but people just didn't pay
No one
attention.
knew.
When was it?
Wasn't too long ago, but that's what
The day before the trailer.
Yeah, I was listening to other podcasts and they're talking about it. Whether they did mention the fact that people were shocked at the fact it was first person, and the response was, "Yeah, we knew this."
They didn't make that well known though, did they? No one knew it.
Not that it wasn't like were they afraid to advertise that? Maybe.
No, it was just.
But that is the game.
It's just
It
one of
is,
those details.
But would you rather tell people beforehand, by the way, this is going to be what you're not expecting, this is going to be first person, or would you just sort of like casually mention it, say that's first person, and then show off the footage and people go, like, what?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It's just one of those details that got by the wayside.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think it's a huge thing for some people. Like for example, I don't really care as long as it's a good game.
Once that's Battle Royale.
Yeah, a
matters.
good game is a good game. Whether you're like you say, oh, but I'm not that kind of gamer. It's like, yeah, but then you're also segmenting a lot of the games that you could play simply because, well, I don't like how it looks. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't play it. Like whether you're looking at it, you're not playing it. There's a difference. And the reason why they said they wanted first person, which that narrator, the very excitable narrator,
Immersion, yeah.
he said is battle immersion. It's a more immersive experience in first person. That's why they decided that.
It does draw you in, like.
Yeah, they want you to see through the eyes of the player that you are.
That narrator though. That narrator. He loved it a bit too much. He was really
He's getting into it.
did you? At moments I loved it. At other times it just seemed a little over the top, but it kind of worked because all the dialogue in that gameplay demo was just over the top bullshit.
Yeah.
I expected it to be a lot more like Grand Theft Auto.
I expected a lot more in general.
Yeah.
I was honestly like really, I was really like impressed when they went to the side of the street and there were people waiting for the traffic lights. And I was like, oh. You saw the crowds disperse and the light go red, and then you saw that your character waited. The player character they had in the demo was waiting, and then so were like the rest of the crowd's like, oh.
I wonder if you could jaywalk though.
Ooh.
You're breaking the rules.
Cyberplace.
It's a living world.
Yes.
And then there's also. Can't remember what I was
Yeah,
gonna
here
say.
we go. Right, so first impressions. What do you think? Because I knew nothing about this going in. I've since done research and looked into it a bit more, but I knew nothing. Intentionally, I stayed away from everything. Any first impressions?
About the trailer?
Yeah, about showing it, about it being shown off. Like, what do you think from it?
Oh, I don't mind it. Like, I like the idea of some of the stuff. We're being able to play with the environment. One thing I'm not too hot on. The first thing that just came to mind was like being able to play with the environment. The idea of using like the stim packs.
Yeah.
So it is
that
Fallout
It
then.
gives you abilities. No, not Fallout. But the idea
It
that
is
you're able to
Fallout.
use stim packs or these little like reflex boosters to do an ability. So that are there other abilities you're able to use with different packs? It's kind of upgrades. It's sort of like it's kind of like. There is one thing they said, and it now makes sense when I think back on the trailer, where the story is influenced by the gameplay, and the gameplay influences the story. And that was the thing. And that makes sense then when they say stuff like the stim packs, because that's a gameplay feature, that's a game mechanic, that you take a stim pack, and then you are able to do that ability, which means, oh, you're not just going to have a meter with a cooldown. Which is what most RPGs would do, is that, oh, you're able to use this ability if you have your meter, you've attacked enough people, or you have a limited number of these items. Like, oh no, it's a gameplay feature, so if you don't have enough stim packs, you're not able to use the ability. Like, that's a more realistic way of doing it. And I do agree with that. I like when games do that. I like when games have a more realistic, where the gameplay influences the story and story influences the gameplay.
You want to like real life.
If we talk like that in the future, the dialogue threw me out completely. The character Jackie, the companion character,
I did not like his idea of just
at the end of every sentence just throw in like
a Spanish
yes,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah, the voiceover is really off about it, and I was actually listening to another guy, called Andy Cortez, who is a game journalist. Andy Cortez, he works for Kinda Funny. He's their designer, and he also works in the team with them. But Kinda Funny, really good networking podcast if anybody's interested about games and all sorts of nerdy shit. But anyway, Andy Cortez, he was saying that he did one of his things, because he was at the behind closed doors demo. He saw this at E3, and he was behind closed doors watching this demo with just the team and asked them questions. And one of the suggestions that he said to them was, the guy just throwing out like shit like at the end of it. Oh, just don't worry about your culo. It's like and like chaya or whatever the hell. He was like shit like that. He was just like,
Why?
yeah, or just like, God, we're in a whole bunch of mierda, which is like shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this is stuff. Okay, just this is I understand this is like 80s themes, but this is an 80s stereotype now.
But at the same time,
this is literally a stereotype from 30 years ago.
Yeah, it is, because it's still based out of the same world of Cyberpunk 2020, which is an older games. I think it's pen and paper, I believe so. Done by Mike, what's his name? Mike Pondsmith? No, Mike, I have names written there. Mike Pondsmith, yeah.
When did that come out?
That was 1988.
Okay,
when did that? Yeah. So he's come on, like, he's been behind the scenes, like going from studio to studio to kind of help out and flesh out the world in whatever way he can, because it's the world that he created. So that's kind of what they've been working on. So it's staying true to that. So all little bits and pieces you can point out and go, no, well, that seems kind of wrong. They have a way out of all of those arguments by going, it can't be wrong. The creator of Cyberpunk himself is here and has approved it all. And like he said that he went out and like that first showing and all this sort of stuff, and they all had to sneak out. It wasn't to be known that they're going to show off Cyberpunk in the way they did. Yeah, he seems pretty on board with everything that's going on. I'm kind of worried about it being overhyped already.
Yeah?
Is it?
That was overhyped when they... No, I say overhyped, but I don't actually mean overhyped. Like,
Well, okay then.
it was in...
Words.
It was in the zeitgeist of people talking about it ever since they just went beep.
Yeah, I know, I remember that.
The tweet that had beep was just like, because we had 5 years of no contact, and then the Twitter account that was dead for 5 years just suddenly tweets beep for Cyberpunk 2077. It's like, oh, and they're doing stuff. And then
That does get interesting.
Showed off a teaser years ago, didn't he?
I don't know. I think they just announced it.
Yeah, they
Or
said
was
the
it-
name years ago. I think that was it.
He was not something, I believe. I thought it was going to my YouTube feed and it showed something from years ago. That teaser. Not entirely
Really?
sure.
I
Yeah.
think this is the first time we've... E3 was the first time we saw the world. They may have mentioned some other stuff.
I'll have to do fact checking again.
But that was the first time
But
we
yeah.
got like a trailer.
I'm kind of meh on it. I knew nothing about it going in. I see it's first person, like, okay, that's kind of interesting. Very Deus Ex, is it? Feels very Deus Ex, I think. Which I like, which is not a bad thing. Deus Ex I think is fucking great, Mankind Divided and all. Brilliant games, even the older ones, still into. But something about this
I do see
felt-
what you mean by Deus Ex because, well, the difference between Deus Ex and this is that Deus Ex is more contained and this is
Yes.
an open world, but in the same way it gives you many choices where in Deus Ex you can do stealth, you can do combat, you can do non-combat, you can figure out different ways of like going around the situation,
Yeah.
whichever way, if you want to fight, if you want to not fight. And the same thing, this looks like you can do the same thing.
Yeah.
You can do non-violent ways of doing stuff, or you can do violent ways.
You can do it however you
Or you
want.
can do very violent ways.
Yeah, like you play as a character called V. You start off, you have no set class. This is what we discovered. There is no set class at all. You don't. You build a backstory, very Mass Effect-ish. You build your whole backstory, built into the game.
All this is subject to change.
All this is subject to change. That's what they're saying. Is that everything they're showing off, they're afraid to show off because people are worried that this is what they're going to have at the end. But the game is changing so much and so frequently that everything we see here could be completely different. The character might not be called V, except it will be because of voice acting. Never mind. Everything is subject to change apart from the cool stat. I don't want the cool stat
No,
to
that
change.
has to
That is
stay.
the one thing that kept me interested, was the fact that it starts up and you see all the stats and it's
Yeah.
cool. Fuck yeah, it is. And your outfit can change that and all, builds like respect, all the different bits and pieces. It seemed like they showed off something that was quite self-contained. I was like, as the demo went on, you could see more of the world. It seemed to be expanding. You could see more stuff that was going on. You realized how open it could be, especially when it came to the vehicular stuff. And you David, you
Yeah.
mentioned the third person.
Yeah.
thing. And then when the driving went third person, it actually looks fucking
It
great.
does. It looks amazing.
Very good. They're doing a lot of things with it that are quite interesting. You have was it Rocker Boy? I think they were called. The idea of artists in the world, like all the music you hear in the world is not just music, it's associated with a message, I believe. It's like artists don't just create music, they're able to start rebellions and bring down dictatorships, that kind of stuff, whether it be through music, through film, through art. Essentially an artist is just an artist in the broadest term. So that kind of stuff can be interested. Gameplay wise, at the start, no. Gameplay wise, I didn't give a shit at the start of that demo at all. It was like, yeah, first person, that's fantastic. And then as it went on, you see all the stuff you can do, the slow-mo shit that went on, that beautiful scene of my legs, where some guy gets his fucking legs blown off with slow-mo, screams my legs as his head is blown off, and he continues delivering the line. That's commitment.
Without a head.
But also realised that she had this is in slow motion, so maybe the sound is travelling.
Gary, don't ruin it. It's perfect. Screaming without a head
it's
should
like
be a
it's
common
like
thing.
a sonic boom. You hear it, and after it's passed.
Kind of strange because she was fairly close to him when it happened.
Yeah, but when you go on that fast.
Yeah, but she blew up his head.
When you go on that fast.
Yeah.
But he had no head though.
When you go on that fast.
You grow a head.
Everything is subject
He
to
grows
change.
second head.
Everything is subject to change. Yeah.
Everything is subject to change.
His head may not fall off.
His head may not fall off at
I
all.
really like the idea of that. Again, we're talking about that, but I think I don't know how in depth this is going to be and how many choices there are going to be for every single mission.
They said it's just it feels very open. Like, what do you want to do in this situation?
Like when they were starting that mission with Dex Deshawn, was that his name? Dex Deshawn was the dude who gave out that mission, and she was given contact stuff like that, and she decided we're going to shoot it the non-violent way and called the agent to meet up with. But also, this is optional. She could maybe not call the agent.
Yeah.
And just go there anyway. And then I just thought, are there other choices apart from that?
Can you get through the whole game without firing a single bullet?
Or do you even have to?
No, but
like, I'm just imagining, like, are there characters that you may not even hear about simply because you never chose that route?
I'd like
entire
that.
voice actors.
That'd go like a whole world.
Yeah.
We know there are-
you never called that agent, and therefore
That's where it
you
goes.
never got to hear her
So
lines.
yeah.
Never know about that. Which again isn't a big thing, but I wonder how far they're going to go with that, because it's never been a big thing. And usually, if it's like, you never got to see that thing. Choices. That only impacts a few small things in most games that are open world.
Well, there are vastly different endings, they've said.
Yeah.
Very
How different though?
I don't know. I suppose we'll find out when it comes out in 2025.
2077 more like it.
Aren't you funny?
You're too funny.
Get off the podcast. Right. From my perspective, I have never played a Witcher game. I've wanted to. I believe I bought the second one and all, but just the time commitment that it requires, going into it knowing how much time I have to put into it. Right, so I wasn't going into this.
Second one's like 20-30 hours.
Yeah.
It's not that long.
I was a fucking teenager in school when it came out, and all it was.
You can power through it now.
Wait, really?
Well, I don't know.
Teenager in school is when I played the most games.
Yeah, but you probably shouldn't have.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
Aaron was out partying.
Always partying. What the fuck you on about? Jesus. Yeah, because it came out for 360 then.
Yeah.
They ported 360.
Yeah.
And when that came out, I just didn't touch it. I was actually kind of intimidated by it because I heard how fucking big it was.
Great game.
Intimidated by size. Well, hey. But
Really good game. It does one thing which I don't see usually in the game, is that there was one choice in this game where you choose either one character or the other.
I've seen that games before.
yeah.
No, there
I've seen
are
that,
two
yeah.
sides of the war, and depending on who you choose, you are actually on the opposite side of the battlefield.
That's cool.
So it means that if you choose one person, like both of the people, none of them are the bad choice. Both of them are just
Choices.
which you choose either the rebel or the sheriff. But the rebels have a good cause that they're trying to free elves and the people. And then the sheriff is there, but he doesn't, like, he's the person who gets you out of prison, guy. Just like, no, fuck the king and the government, like, let's just save these people. So it's like, no, none of these are the bad guys. It's
Pick a
just,
side.
do you go with the rebels or the sheriff?
Neither.
And neither of them are the bad choice. And so, but every time you're in any of those battlefields, like, I played through the other ones, and it was just, no, you would be on the complete opposite side of the map that you would never get to.
Yeah,
And the other way. So they would have the same map, but you'd never get to this part of the map.
that is cool.
So it means that you have now a different role. So now when you go through all the choices, when I went through one of them, it's that, you have to find this person. and kill them. Or if I chose the other way, is that, oh no, I'm friends with that person, I have to help defend. And it's like, no, it's completely different now. Your alliances are different, and the entire game is completely different, and it's two different ways. And then it also goes into all the choices that continue throughout it, who you kill, who you don't kill, blah, blah, blah. And things that are affected from the first game, affect the second game, affect the third game. Great game.
Back to Cyberpunk.
My point is, you have people who are going into Cyberpunk now with these grand expectations and all that sort of shite because they have played the Witcher games and they know CD Projekt Red can deliver. Absolutely. I only know about that through being told. So
Right.
so that whole thing is kind of blown out of proportion for me, that The Witcher is one of the greatest things you'll ever witness now, and I don't disagree with that at all. Actually, I've played a bit of it with a friend of ours, Keith.
Which
Played about
one?
2 hours. Three.
Alright.
Played a few hours. Again, decent. Well, I say decent, but you know what I mean. It was from what I played, it was good. I wasn't bored. I was highly entertained, but I could see how fucking big it was. So looking at it from that perspective, I wasn't going in with any prior knowledge of what CD Projekt Red could do. I was only going based off what everyone else has said they could do. So Cyberpunk was quite hyped up for me. So intentionally I stayed away from everything to do with it. Didn't look at anything until now, the first thing I saw was that demo.
Did you not see the World gameplay trailer? Not the gameplay trailer, the teaser trailer.
No.
I've seen the World. Okay. I didn't
No,
know that.
I stayed away from everything at all. So when people talk about it, they'd be like, it's fucking amazing. And in my head it was, yeah, but this is fucking years away. Why should I care? I'm not going to get hyped about it now. Oh, everyone else is hyped about it. 48-minute demo. Let's watch it. I didn't care.
Really?
I was like, this looks entertaining. Yeah, I might have a bit of fun with this. All well and good. But I'm not like, fucking give it to me now. There's so many more things I'm looking forward to more than that.
Thank you for listening to it now.
Yeah. So
Like,
it was,
I expected something completely different, yeah? But I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying what I saw from the gameplay trailer. It feels like Fallout to me.
Yeah.
It just Fallout with a different skin. But,
Definitely more mobile.
yeah.
yes.
More fluid kind of, yeah. But I am looking forward to it. Yeah.
I think what they showed was quite close to the start of the game, so that's before everything is branched out, not like you're still being given shit and all these different abilities. So I was thinking, like, looking at it, I was going, by the end of this game, am I going to be like a walking fucking tank? That's really, really quick. Looking at it from the perspective of the combat seems to be moving quite fluidly, seems to be picking up in speed the more they're getting into it. I was just lukewarm on it. I came out and I was like, yeah, okay, that's Cyberpunk, that's what everyone's been waiting for. And I thought people would be kind of disappointed by it. I go online to find that everyone's going, this is the greatest thing that has ever come about. And we can't wait for more. And I'm like, yeah, okay, give it 2 years and I'll fucking play it, I will. I know I will. It looks like it's going to be fairly easy to get into as well. Not like The Witcher where it's like, here is a 60-hour epic, get involved. I'll see. I don't really care yet.
What would the earliest release date be?
They say they will not give a release date until the game is finished.
What could we estimate to be the earliest? 2020?
I think early 2020.
Yeah.
I think quarter one. It's going to be Q1. There is a chance maybe late 2019. But
Really?
again, don't hold out hope.
That's very quick.
No.
But also realize that 5 years ago is when they had like the last contact with the Turner Cat. 5 years ago. I understand like The Witcher took a while when it was officially like announced and they showed stuff about it. But they had less time because like The Witcher 2 came out in 2012? 2011? 2012?
Maybe.
2011, 2012 I believe.
I believe you.
So there's definitely, they've had more time with this. They've had more time with this, so it could be sooner than we think. But I'd say late 2019, Q1 2020.
I'm gonna go 2020 because it ties in perfectly to what Cyberpunk is. First Cyberpunk was Cyberpunk 2020.
Makes sense.
Just go with it, it'd be easier. You have that idea. Yeah, there's no need to rush it at all. What they've done, it looks good. Like if anyone, for people who are into something like that, which I'm not saying I'm not, it looks like it'll satisfy what everyone wants. It'll do what they want. It just seems like it's going to keep branching out and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like all the areas of the game are done. They just haven't put them together yet, I believe.
How many areas are there? Like how much?
I don't know. I
I
think,
have no idea. Everything is subject to change.
yeah.
Suppose.
And there's possibly won't be coming out for another 2 years. So
Yeah.
no point in guessing.
That's this whole thing, is that this is all speculation. Everything we say here now could be completely worthless in a year's time. Tomorrow they could realise that what they showed off doesn't fit with what they want the final project
And
to
scrap
be.
the whole 42 minutes.
And why wouldn't they scrap it? Because it's CD Projekt Red. They can do what they want right now, and everyone will wait. Everyone will wait and be okay with it.
Yeah, just like Rockstar.
Yeah.
Would they make it third person? Would they?
They can do what they want.
Yeah, but do you think they would?
I don't know.
Not because of the abilities that we saw, like the really quick dashing, the slow mo shit. No, I don't see how that would work in a third
I think
person.
they can if they want to, but I don't think they will because they won't make such a big deal and call out, yeah, it's a first person game because we think it's more immersive, and then just like scrap the idea. I don't think it makes sense for them to just change a thing which is clearly a really big feature, and then that's a drastic change. But again, it's down to them doing that because they have the liberty and freedom.
Because the HUD plays a big part in this. The HUD plays a fairly significant part. Like, whatever, be like all the diagnostics and all that come up. So going third person, I don't know how that would work unless you go into first person for every kind of interaction.
Yeah.
But that would just break immersion then as well.
Dude, you look like the Terminator. It's awesome.
I thought you were talking to me right now. It's like, nothing like the fucking Terminator.
They implant the eye and you're able to do all this shit. It's cool.
Fuck you. That's all.
This flat screen, it just shows people. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I'm cautiously meh.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
You can't just smile.
Gary agrees.
It's audio.
I
by the
can't
way.
wait. I can't wait to hunt John Connor.
Oh my god, please. Actually, it's a good question. What will come out first? The next
What
Terminator
question?
film or this? The next
I'd
Terminator.
say this. I hope
What do
this.
you mean when? What do you mean if the next Terminator?
No,
No,
the next
no,
Terminator
no.
is happening.
Is it?
Absolutely.
I just always know there's another one always happening.
No, you've even got Sarah Connor's back.
Really?
Okay, probably coming out this year or next year.
What, the Terminator film? No.
I haven't seen any Terminator film.
They can push that out way quick.
Fuck off.
haven't
What?
seen
You haven't
it.
seen a single Terminator film?
No.
None of them?
No, single one.
Wow.
Have you seen Alien?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Have you seen Aliens?
It's not a Terminator film.
No, I'm
No,
just,
it's-
I'm,
Yeah, I've seen Aliens.
I'm just thinking of films that right. So,
I've seen the Predator film.
Okay, yeah, you just think of it as well.
Wait, so Godfather, Star
Haven't seen Godfather.
Wars. What was the other one we found?
Indiana Jones and Lord of the Rings. Yes,
Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings.
I've seen Lord of the Rings when I was young and I remember nothing.
doesn't count.
Okay.
In fact, you said you saw the second two Hobbit. The second,
I've seen the first two Hobbits.
yeah, the first two Hobbit movies recently. Obviously, because
Yeah.
they came out.
The best ones.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Well, no,
That's all they need.
it's not all you need. It's all you don't need.
It's all you need.
Get rid of it from your life.
Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, same thing, you know?
I've like,
Thank you very much for listening to the Tidbit Cast. I've been Gary Clark, and this is,
I haven't seen any films. David?
and this was,
Aaron.
and you can find us again on all major social platforms and on any audio platforms. Most of them
Most.
at Tidbit Cast.
We need to just get on SoundCloud and then that'll be no problem.
Yeah, go ahead, upload it.
Napster.
Napster.
I ain't around no more.
LimeWire.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Alrighty, so thank you very much for listening. You can get in contact with us at talktotidbit@gmail.com, and we'll see you in probably the next topic.
Probably.
Probably if we're alive.
You'll
If
hear
you're
us.
alive.
You'll hear us before you see us.
2077.
You'll hear us before you see us, unless it's you, Keith. See you. Bye.
Bye.